Today was a very sad day here at Big Cat Rescue. Babycakes the African Genet, and the only animal here at the sanctuary who is not a cat, had to be euthanized by the vet. In the last few months, Babycakes has been declining in health, and we knew this day was coming, but that doesn't make it any less difficult. About a year ago, he weighed in at 3 pounds, and he's not been able to groom himself, so Afton has had to help clean him up, and she's noticed that he's been getting bonier over the last few weeks. And then in the last couple of days, he's gotten really fussy about eating at all. Yesterday, she noticed that he was ataxic, which means he was falling over, acting like he couldn't get his bearings, acting like he couldn't see. So we sent videos to our vet team, and Dr. Wynn took a look at it and said that she felt like it was something neurological. And at his age, there's nothing that we would be able to do about that. It's probably a brain tumor or bleeding on the brain that would cause him to be acting this way. But just in case, she gave him a course of antibiotics and steroids to see if that might bring him around. It didn't work, and he's getting worse, and we know the time is here. African genets usually live 7 to 9 years, according to the literature. Babycakes arrived here 18 years ago, and he was already a grown-up then. We thought he was probably about 5 years old, so that makes him about 23. Most of our cats live twice as long as other cats live in other places. He's lived 3 times as long as genets usually live. And we don't usually pet our cats, but what Afton's trying to do is to see if he's responding at all. He would be trying to bite her if he were his normal self, and she thinks that he is clearly not able to see. So the vet was called in, and he was humanely euthanized. We want to remember Babycakes more like these videos, though, and hope that you will join us in celebrating the life of the little leopard weasel who lived at Big Cat Rescue these past 18 years. You're gonna be missed, little buddy.
Meet Babycakes. He is one of 2 non-cat species we have here at Big Cat Rescue. He is a male genet. Genet is a small African carnivore. Their diet consists of small mammals, birds, and their eggs, frogs, and bugs. They are ground dwellers, but can be found up in the trees because they are great climbers. Genets live a solitary life and come together only for mating.
That video was a couple of years ago, and you can see he was living outside back then. But as he got older, he could no longer thermoregulate. So we ended up having to catch him, which is what is going on here. We're trying to catch him in his feeding lockout so that we can move him into a carrier. There's been a number of times over the past few years where we thought it was the end for Babycakes. He'd end up having to get a course of antibiotics and fluids and lots of specialized care, and then he would bounce right back. But as the years rolled on, he was less and less able to deal with both the heat and the cold, so he ended up moving inside. He was in the cat hospital for so long because we thought that he was going to pass on, and he didn't. So we went ahead and took an entire office in our staff offices and made that a room for Babycakes. And so a lot of you might have been following him on the webcams these past few years to see him when he was in the hospital, and then this past year that he spent in his own office at the staff offices. The staff, of course, became even closer to Babycakes because of the fact that they were living with him and smelling his popcorn smell all these many months. So it's going to be a very hard time for all of them. Thank you, everybody who makes it possible for us to provide lifetime care to these wonderful creatures.